Welcome everybody, I am the Artie Dance and thought we'd do something a little bit different in this particular video. So, you and I are going to watch this movie that's now playing on your screen right now. A very shithouse Japanese horror movie. I'm really not sure where the hell this movie came from, why it exists, how it was even, or why it was even made. But we're going to look at it together. It's from 2015, and it's called Execution Island. Now, that sounds like a great title. That sounds like this could be a lot of fun. Battle Royale kind of stuff, right? Right? You'd be wrong. So I've seen this before, and I thought, you know what? I am going to share the torture of this movie with my viewers, and maybe some new viewers. So if you like this, obviously subscribe. Obviously like the video. Now, I'm going to show the movie as complete as uncut as I possibly can, because I don't believe there is anything bad, content-wise, in this film. It does star someone that you would think should put this movie in a kind of R rating. It stars, what's her name? Let me just bring up her name, just so I've got it here. Sasa Hanada is in this movie. Now, who is Sasa Hanada, you're asking? Well, she's been in movies such as The Attack Girls Swim Team versus the Undead, also known as The Undead Pool. There's a review of that on my channel. She's also been in a movie called Scissor Dick, which is also a review of it on my channel. So, you know, and she is an ex-JAV actress, so you can certainly look her up, Sasa Hanada, Sasahanda, and you can have a look at some of her back catalogue of films. She's also in the continuation of the Strip Mahjong movies. I've only seen the first Strip Mahjong movie, can't find the rest. Apparently she's in the rest. So now, if you're wondering why I'm wearing a singlet, it is freaking hot in Melbourne today. And so I thought I'd wear my Thailand t-shirt, or my Thailand singlet, just to show off my complete and utter inner Australian bogan. Having that bright light there, right in front of my face, is not helping the heat equation. Cool changes kick through, but not really enough. So hopefully by the end of this movie, 1 hour, 18 minutes long, if we decide to watch the credits, I won't look as sweaty as I do now. Now, as you can see on the screen, we're still in the intro part of this film, and I remember hating this bit because all of a sudden we've gone from having full screen to these bloody postage stamp sized bits of footage which are clearly recorded with some kind of shithouse mobile phone. And this just gives us a bit of some establishing shots of the characters and them going to this island. Now, I'm not going to completely ruin the movie for you right now. The movie will ruin itself for you, so no need to worry too much about that. But it is worth noting. This movie was given to me by a friend who said, I can't remember exactly where he got it from, but it's, you know, I still cannot believe it's an actual movie. Put it that way. I cannot believe it is a movie that people wrote a script to, got equipment for, found actors for. Sasa Hanada probably wouldn't have been cheap, although I've got a feeling she knew someone on the set, which is probably why she had the role in this movie. And put this together, it seems like a whole bunch of just random bits of footage put together to make a movie. Now you're wondering, Dan, why haven't you shut up yet? Why you keep talking? Because literally nothing is happening on the screen now, and I didn't want to have 5 minutes of dead air of just nothing. There's some really shitty music, and again, I'm not sure whether YouTube will allow the music. Apparently this full movie is on YouTube without without me over the top of it. If you really want to watch it, go ahead, but I think it'll be more fun watching it together, because I got a lot to say about this film. For a film that no one knows about, for a film that's utter horrible, I got a lot to say about it, and I want you to watch it with me and talk about it together. And look at it, we are 4.5 minutes in, and these fuck nuts are still not even at the island. The movie hasn't even goddamn started. And it's taking too damn long. Now I'm wondering, did I run the version that has subtitles? It's going to be a lot of fun for me, not so much for you, because you'll get the subtitles, but, no, there we go, got subtitles. But I'll leave the subtitles on for you guys. So now finally the catamaran is moving into the bay, into the pier, and this damned movie is finally, hopefully, going to get started soon. Now, if you guys are interested in more horror movie content, I'm doing a lot more videos on the channel lately with horror stuff. I'm doing a weekly video called My Week in Horror, where I look at 4 different horror movies that I've seen and I like to talk to you guys about. I like to mix in a new movie in there because I think that's what maybe people want to see. So some of the episodes we've looked at so far include looking at Satan Slaves 2, looking at Karada Sagashi, excuse me, those kind of films. And, we'll be looking at things like Sadako DX in the future and whatever other new horror movies have come out from the time I filmed this to the time you're watching it. You might be watching it 3 years after I've recorded this, in which case I cannot believe this video is still on YouTube and that I'm still wanted it to be there. But anyway, it is what it is. You and I are watching a full movie together. We're going to have some fun. I will go short, small screen very soon and put the movie full screen or as full screen as I can once we get to this bit, which is finally the intro, Execution Island, aka survival game. God damn it, that took so long to get to that bit. Let's get a drink. Actually, speaking of drinks, I need alcohol. Water to watch this movie is not ideal, but then get dehydrated on a day like today. And I'm looking at this movie now, and I'm thinking this is probably the biggest budget shot of the whole film. I'm going to tell you what it's about, because the scenes are about to approach shortly where it does tell you what it's about. The movie actually doesn't do a very good job explaining what it's about. So it seems to be like a game of Survivor, like a game of Battle Royale. Battle Royales is one of the most popular, overused genres in Japanese horror cinema, the good old Battle Royale. Now, this is supposed to be a Battle Royale. And one thing I kind of didn't get about this movie was the rules, and maybe now that I'm watching it a second time, I might be able to pick it up. But essentially we've got, I think there's 12 people, maybe 9 people, and they split up into groups of 3 or 4. And then they've got to survive a night on a so-called abandoned island. But as you can see so far, there are plenty of people there. And there is electricity on the island. As you'll see later, there's electricity on the island. That's pretty fucked. And then there's this group of so-called hunters who will be hunting them down. Now, I think the assumption was that the hunters were just going to, hit them with a paintball or tag or it. But as you'll see, the game turns a little bit more than that. There is a cash reward on offer for the survivor of the night. I believe it's 10 million yen, which is what the subtitle translates to. And seriously, this is how you stretch a movie out to be an hour and 20 minutes. You have an establishing shot like this that is gone for close to 2 minutes. It is just fucking boring. Just a car driving. Anyway, there's our cute friend Sasa Hanada. You may recognize her by now that she's popped up. Definitely recommend Scissor Dick if you want to watch it. The title is exactly what it is. Yeah. So this guy is the producer, director of the show, and he's got a sidekick or an assistant. She's cute. Here we go. She's quite cute if I remember correctly. Yeah. Now looking at now, this is supposed to be a reality TV show, and it doesn't say if it's reality TV for internet, reality TV for Japanese free television, for cable television, satellite, anything like that. But they're using iPhones, so clearly quality is not the aim of the game that they're going for here. Where's the film crew? Where is the sound and production crew? Now, as we'll see later, the film crew is the cast. They are supposed to be filming everything, and yes, this is a found footage movie. How fucking horrible. I know I hate found footage movies. You probably hate them too. This is going to sound really cruel because I'm no oil painting. I'm a fat, sweaty white guy. There is a lack of attractive people in this film. Think about every horror movie that you've watched, or maybe just even every movie that you've watched. Everyone's rather attractive, aren't they? This movie, as you'll see, there's a complete lack of attractive people. Even movies where you're watching them and like, she's supposed to be the ugly duckling character. She is so awfully ugly and it's the best looking woman you've ever seen in your life. This movie... No. So now this moron is explaining the rules. Now you need to survive until 6 a.m. Whoever survives until 6 a.m. splits the 10 million. The fugitive team must send their location to the group. There's a group chat. They need to send that location every 30 minutes. This bit's a bit confusing as well because they're supposed to be on an abandoned island with no signal, yet they have to every 30 minutes send a group chat message to each other. To let them know that they're still alive. Anyway, as we can see, they're starting to get this establishing shot. There's also this requirement for everyone to record themselves and send videos to their groups. And let's assume that that requirement will also be... This is funny. They can only eat and drink the water that have been provided by the crew, and they're given one tiny 300, 400 ml bottle of water for the entire night. How do they expect people to survive on just that bottle of water? So anyway, now they're splitting up into groups. I still can't work out whether that girl is actually Japanese or not. Now, these two are interesting characters. They're hideous. And far too much of the movie is spent on these two, as you'll see later. The girl in the black is a CUNT, and the other girl is her friend who she bullies into doing everything. And then we've got Sasa, who I don't think I've ever seen her in a movie where she looks normal, and she doesn't look normal in this film either. But anyway, everyone's now starting to group up, and they will start their survival game. The director is pushing themselves onto a team as well. Time for a drink. Almost forgot. Check out the masks. Check out the masks the Hunter team are wearing. And sorry if that sound of me hitting the bottle on the table was very loud. All the masks are Jason Voorhees. All the killers, fuck, I've given the movie away. I think you guessed it anyway. All the hunters will be wearing Friday the 13th style hockey masks. Now there's three hunters, 2 male and 1 female. They're supposed to be proficient in kendo, samurai, the American art of of gang shooting. I'm really not sure why they're giving the guy a legitimate sword if the movie is supposed to be, the scenario is supposed to be just all fantasy make-believe. But yeah, hey, let's give him a sword that he can chop people up with. Now, you're probably thinking, what the hell is this scene that I'm watching now on the screen? I can't work out either if it's a flashback or if it's a dream. And it's Sasa Hanada's character who's doing this bit, whether she is dreaming that he's coming after her, whether this is some kind of weird sex thing for her. Because legitimately, I don't think I've seen a movie with this chick in it where she hasn't flashed her boobs in it. And so I spent the entire time thinking the only thing that's going to save this movie is her tits. And maybe I thought this was the scene where the tits come out. I mean, you think that, right? Look. Save me! And then she goes, shh, and he goes, yeah, okay, well, I'll save you. I'm not going to kill you. But Jason's never saved anyone. Actually, Jason preferred to kill people who flash their boobs at him. You just gotta love it. They've shot this all on their iPhone or whatever they have, and They've used the slow-mo feature. It just looks horrible. Bang. It's all out of focus. Look at that. It's all out of focus. The only bit that's in focus in that shot is the background. Now the foreground's in focus. And check out the CGI blood that is spreading across the screen here. That is utterly post-production fake CGI blood. And it looks shit. Look at it. And there are some scenes later where that same animation is used. Probably gone to some free website, just chroma keyed out the green, and then boom. There you go. Look at this. So here's the splashes of blood. It disappears off screen, and that blood should be splattered all over her pink shorts, all over her stockings and legs. There's no blood being splattered at all. It just disappears. It's like a game of Mortal Kombat. You uppercut someone, splashes of blood come, falls on the ground, dies. Now, they've put a splash there, but as you can see, they haven't tracked it properly. So the splash and the camera were moving in kind of different planes. And then of course we get the crappy, she's had the blood pill and the blood pill's oozing out of her mouth. But yeah, I can't do this fake blood. Like fake blood, CGI blood, that's big in movies now. They just they don't use blood squibs anymore. They will just do fake CG blood. And yeah, this movie had a particular budget, and the particular budget didn't extend to fake blood. So there you go. He's the champion for the national tournaments for adults. For adults. She is the former United States Open category champion. In what? In sights? Mini sights? Master of Baturyu Sora. So at least we've got actually someone who's got a skill. But again, out of focus shot. Takes a long time to focus in. I don't shoot on iPhones to make movies. Unless you're kind of desperate to shoot. I just take a snapshot of these people because, yeah, just take a snapshot of them. And now we're in the nighttime. And this is really odd because why is it that the first conversation that two women have as soon as they are released from the group is talking about which guy they want to fuck? Really? So is that what you would think about? I mean, okay, you're a guy. And the two guys are walking around going, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's pretty. I wouldn't mind boning her at the back of a tree, later on. I just find this scene a bit weird. I mean, what are you trying to do with this movie, producer? Are you trying to make a horror action movie, or are you trying to make a dating sim? I'm just really not getting the... Yeah, don't tell anyone. I like someone, don't tell anyone. Sanada. She likes Sanada. We'll find out which one Sanada is later. Anyway. Why would you want to keep that a secret? Wouldn't you just want to tell him? And perhaps you can go out for ice cream after the death game's concluded. One of you might win the 10 million yen. It's a pretty hell of a date you can have with 10 million yen. In Australian, I think that converts to about... What, about 100 grams? That's not bad. There you go. They're talking about what they would like to do on a date. Or holiday. Oh, they want to go to Hawaii. They'd like to go to Hawaii. Like a bikini. Yeah. So, when she says she'd like to see Sarah wearing a bikini, Sarah is a character who looks like a Westerner. And I'm not sure. The movie's really hard to find information-wise on any Western website. So good luck. You won't find anything on IMDb. You won't find anything on TMDb about this movie. It's just not there. It's not even listed in Sasa Hanada's filmography on TMDb. I'm there right now, and there's nothing actually listed in 2015 for her, which was when this movie was made. So yeah, good luck trying to find it, and I'll If I can try and get the Japanese kanji for it, I'll pop it in the title as well. There is some information on Japanese websites about this film. I believe it was on Japanese iTunes as well. I think they gave it away for free. I'm kidding. Yatta! So there you go. That girl there with the red scrunchie is Sarah. The one that they're talking about wanting to see in her bikini. And I'm pretty sure that the dude in the blue shirt with the bleached hair or golden hair is the Sonata guy that they are talking about. And so now he's talking about needing to go pee. Now, looking at that, look at this. How is that peeing? Like, who pees like that? Like, what are you doing, mate? Are you shooting in the air? Oh, there you go. Look at the way this is edited. Just throw some rocks. Hanada's dead, and look, there you go. He's dead. That's the first kill. I don't think YouTube's gonna say, "Oh no, that's age restricted. You have to age restrict this video because of that death." It's certainly not. It's a bit of real blood there. Real blood. But look at how badly edited that was. You know, and they clearly are using mobile phones because you can see it there to shoot the film. And you can tell that they haven't even bothered to do any audio Foley work to it. Oh, it's a nice tit shot. Thanks, Sonata. Yeah, thanks. Yes, Sasa. They haven't bothered to do any Foley work with the movie. So, you know, you really, the two different shots can have two different sources of audio, and it's jarring. It looks like a student production. And then you get this, like this stupid aspect ratio change where who records in portrait? Unless you're making a fucking TikTok or a YouTube short, don't record in portrait ever. It's my bugbear. It's a fucking good bugbear too. Just don't record in portrait. Do you remember in one of the Purge movies, set in the future, that they're showing this shot in, I don't know, it's White House or something like that, and the TVs have all been tilted in on portrait side because people just started using fucking portrait mode all the time, that naturally we've just gone to watching TV like that. What is the point of having a widescreen screen if you're just going to have to watch it like this? Stop shooting in portrait. Landscape's where it's at. Now, every shot in this movie is supposed to be filmed by someone else. So you just saw a shot there that makes you wonder who the hell would have filmed that shot. So who's filming this shot? Because it doesn't make sense. I have to mention this now because we are going to see it a lot later on in the film. But the lighting, the way things are lit, and the way that light is used in this movie is embarrassingly bad. And it goes to show that if you're going to make a movie and you have no budget, but you have an idea, you need to kind of make it within your limit. And if you've got no way to shoot a movie at night without introducing artificial light sources that make no sense, change the style of movie that you're making. So and then again, this is another bit I don't get. Like, the hunters are finding the people, and to you and I, it would be really easy to find these people because A, they're loud. They're talking really loud. B, they've all got their mobile phone lights or torches on. So it's not like they're hard to miss. They're kind of telegraphing their location. So if you're a hunter in this movie, you're just thinking, this bit makes no sense. Like, what the fuck are you screaming about? You've seen a photo on someone's phone and you've just screamed and run off. Yep, they really care about it, don't they? So I'm going to hit you back. And again, like, Hunter, what are you doing? None of this makes sense. Like, why are you slow stalking, killing them? How are you supposed to be eliminating people from this game. You're clearly not supposed to be murdering them, because no one would sign up for a proper murder game. So why are you hunting these people down with a scythe for? There should be, your tool. Now, okay, here's where the bullshit starts. This guy is supposed to be a clever hunter, right? He's going to now pretend, because the script tells him to, that he cannot see where this person is, even though she's standing 2 feet away from him with her mobile phone, breathing loudly with a fucking light on. Now look at the way that that light is illuminating that tree. And I know the script says that he shouldn't be seeing her, but it's dumb. And this is what I mean by it when I say, if you're going to shoot a movie, shoot it within your means. Right? Now, I believe in this bit she says that it's really dark. See, it's super dark. Is it really super dark? Because look behind you, I can see blue sky. It's clearly not super fucking dark, lady. Is it? It is really not dark. So again, shoot within your means. There's a lot of horror movies out there that, will shoot in jungle scenes at night, and they'll try and emulate the moon by putting a really bright spotlight in the background of, between the foliage of the trees, and that still, it looks okay, but it still looks super fake. At least they're not walking around with mobile phones shining the lights in people's faces. And we've now reached the 26-minute mark of the movie, and this is now for the next 40 minutes, is where the movie just starts to get super tedious. And it's really been stretched out for a very, very long time. So we've still got this dude trying to find this lady. Look, turn around, there's a perfectly illuminated tree. And now she runs away. Again, lighting the way, making a lot of noise. How dumb is the hunter? Is he deaf? Can he not hear her? Can he not see her? It's just a movie. I know it's just a movie, but some of us just want something that makes sense sometimes. And here's another thing that happens now with shooting at night. You're starting to get a lot of noise in the picture quality. We've gone back here. Again, out of focus. There's an Indonesian movie that I watched a few months ago. The entire opening scene is out of focus. And it was not a big budget movie, but it was, I believe, released theatrically. The entire introduction scene is out of focus. Like, what's going on here? Yep, let's all check out. Maybe we can put a Facebook update while you're at it. Hey, maybe Instagram it. Since it was 2015, I don't think they're making TikToks. But how now they could probably make TikToks. There's my fucking TikTok. And here we go. Someone's done some great action choreography here. Oh, Sasa's getting the guy with the mask, but he won't kill her. Why won't he kill her? The mystery deepens. And who is lighting the sauce in their shot? Why am I getting sweatier? Is Tom from Not Only Hollywood still watching up to this point? If you are Tom, just leave me a comment below. I wish I was actually doing this live. Should have done this live. Because then I could have got some of you to actually write comments and we could have just chatted directly through this. I'm going to pretend I'm getting comments from you guys. Bob says, this movie's fucking rancid. Why are we watching it? Well, very good point. Sarah's dead. Look, Sarah's dead. Not only is Sarah dead, the rope that is holding her was pure white, which means that no one's ever used that rope. It's a brand new rope. And here we come now with just a bunch of mobile phone shots of just filming the ground, filming the noise, filming the shit. Sarah there has given us a comment. Does this shit get better? No, Sarah, it doesn't get better. It doesn't get better at all. Finally, they've opened up their bottle of water. It's probably been a few hours since they've left the introduction sequence, and only now are they opening their bottles of water to take a drink. If it was me, I'd be on my 7th bottle of water and my 6th packet of chips. I'd probably just be more concerned about eating than anything else. What the fuck? I don't remember her vomiting up blood. By the way, the first time I was watching it, wasn't really paying attention. Oh yeah, throw away a perfectly good bottle of water. Oh, look at that. Jeez. I got Sonata's character wrong. Sonata's this dude, not the bleach blonde hair, but she has poisoned her friend so that she can spend some time with this dude. Look at the acting coming in. Look, I made, in year 12, in high school, I was 17, I made a movie for my CAT, Common Assessment Task, they're called here in Melbourne. So anyone who's around my age, went to high school in the late 90s in Melbourne, know all about CATs and doing your VCA. So for my media studies CAT, I made a short movie. And the guys, I made them with some guys in my class. They actually came up with the idea. And I would love to put it on YouTube, except I used all copyrighted music. So I'd have to completely rechange the soundtrack. But, this is the kind of stuff that we shot. And I shot with a video camera. We didn't have mobile phones. It didn't have high definition. But it had to feed them lines. Like, give them a line and then I'd shoot it. And that's clearly what they're doing here. They're giving them lines and then shooting it. Now, there are some bits in this movie, and this is probably one of the shots now. This is quite a long shot, and I don't understand how she either A, remembers all her lines, or B, they've just told her to just talk whatever horse shit you want, and she's just gone and talked for far too long. And the editor and the director have gone, oh, you know what, this bloats our movie out by a few minutes, let's just keep this whole scene in. So there is some bullshit here. Now we get stuck with the two... I know I shouldn't say this, but the two hideous characters. They're not attractive at all. She looks like she's got some kind of dead rat on her hair. Yeah, says the bald guy. The bald sweat red guy. I used to have hair. I promise you I used to have hair. Got some still on my face, and look, on my arms. Plenty of hair. None on my back. Plenty of hair though. This guy. Yeah, bring some glasses next time. I mean, he's not attractive at all. The other thing. It's all this shit's reminding me as we're watching this film. Like, where are they getting so much battery power for their mobile phones? They're using their phones all night. Screens on, lights on, recording. 2015 mobile phones weren't that great. They still, they still needed to be charged every day. And we make the assumption that when they started this, that they had fully charged mobile phones. And I don't see them walking around with battery packs. I don't see plugging into a tree to get some power. I know you don't get trees from power. I know you don't get power from trees. Probably makes more sense. And all right, we're 30 minutes in, and the movie's now just grinding to a complete halt. We're following 3 ugly characters and boring characters that it's just edit the movie. Edit the movie. That's all you got to do. And put the damn thing in focus. Excuse me. By now, you're probably scrolling on your phone. You might be looking at TikTok. You might even be finding my video on TikTok. There you go. There's my second TikTok video ever. Don't have any music for it though. I wonder if the person who gave me this movie is watching this commentary. If you are, hello. I'm not going to say your name, but if you are, hello. Let me know that you're watching it too. Someone's bound to be watching this whole video. Damn, you know what? I should have done Lust of the Dead. You guys seem to really like the Lust of the Dead videos when I post them. But you never know what we're going to get out of this one. It's a full movie. I'm giving you a full movie. Might get a copyright strike for it. God forbid. That'd be a lesson learned, won't it? Maybe we'll just go back to doing Chinese horror films. Some gold ones. But really, like, why are we stuck with you two? You three. All this just unnecessary recording of people. So, with my great friend Wilco, who runs Tokyo Bay Films. Wilco, if you're watching this, you've made it this far. Excuse my chair. Say hi. Wilco and I have discussed in the past about making horror films, and while we don't have any budget between the two of us, I would like to think that the end product would be far better than this. Mental note, Wilco, we will not make movies set at the night time. And maybe featuring annoying characters like this. So like I said, we're getting long shots here. Whether all of this is just ad-libbed, whether there is an actual script here, either way, it's semi-impressive. There's dialogue that goes for so long. And you know what? It kind of feels a little natural, this dialogue. You know, the way kind of people would talk in real life. So, yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it is just a real conversation and they were happy with it, the end result. Now, I don't know about you guys, but you know, you kind of get spoilt when movies use tripods. And, you know, just doing this all the time. I think the biggest thing here is just the lack of focusing of the characters. Everything is just semi-blurry because they haven't auto-locked the focus on their iPhones or their Docomo phones or whatever they're using. Now, this is where I look at these two characters and think you on the left are a piece of shit and you on the right are a fucking idiot. The one on the left has just said that she is essentially a bully that tells the other girl everything of what she wants her to do. And the other girl just says, yep, I'm an idiot for following you to the depths of hell. And she's jealous. Like, it's just, she's a nice person. And the other one isn't. The other clearly isn't. Why'd you join the group? He probably thought you were both an easy lay, and thought maybe he can get shagged, have a threesome with two of you. No one would need to know. Oh, that's disgusting, Dan. You can't say that. Well, you know what? My guess is that's exactly what he's thinking. And again, how long have we been with these three characters for? And this is what I mean. There are so many other characters in this movie. Why are we spending so long on these Blair Witch motherfuckers for? Like, really? Come on. Move on to some different characters. I'm really torturing myself by watching this a second time. The worst part is, I'll have to watch it a third time when I'm editing it, and potentially a fourth time after I've uploaded it, just to make sure it works fine. So, I've got another 2 more times watching this trash. So now they're talking about, I believe, trying to get some sleep and, guarding each other. But he looks completely disinterested. He looks like either he wants to smoke some meth. Probably looks like he has smoked some meth. I don't know anything about that, so don't ask me. Or he's probably sitting there reevaluating his life choices, thinking, yep, I know I've picked the two slightly less attractive women. I don't think I'm going to get laid tonight. So he's probably regretting that choice, and he's probably wondering whether he can catch up to a group that has attractive women, so maybe he can join in on the action. Maybe Sasa's group can join in on the action. And, where's the horror? Where's the horror in this movie? He's very cold, don't you think? I don't blame him. And he's tired. No, he's not tired. He's sick to death of you guys. She's an asshole, that woman. What are we at? 10 minutes of counting? Second aeroplane that's flown over me? The weather's getting nicer. It's not so hot anymore. I don't look as sweaty anymore. It's still oily. But yeah. Feels so sweaty. Finally, we're getting some action. Looks like we've got a hunter who's finally approached these three fucking clowns. Oh, and guess what we're going to have? Running footage. Just need some Benny Hill music. Yep, that probably made that scene a little better, to be honest. And now we're back to portrait video. Back to portrait. Do you know what we should try? If I had a second person here with me, we would redub the voices. We'd pick a couple of characters each, and we could just redub the whole thing. Enough, Marika! Stop doing that! Come on, quick, let's go! Oh, I can't see, Marika! Come on, just light it up! Annoying. Annoying. Exactly. You're so annoying. Finally. See? It's acknowledged. It is acknowledged officially on film that you're annoying. So at this point, ugly dudes run away. I can't remember, I'm pretty sure they've looked at the phone to realise that the dude with the bleach blonde hair has been murdered. They haven't run into Sarah's hanging body, so they shouldn't know about Sarah. What happens if we fall? You know what happens if you fall? You're fucking dead, and we can go on to better characters. So this bit now feels a bit... I'm trying to read a script and I don't know what I'm saying. It's a nice looking forest though. I bet you it's nice and cool. Cooler than here. Oh, it's the dude with the scythe, the mini... What is it? It's for gardening. I've got one out the back. Director, now, act nervous, shaking hands, heavy breathing. Okay. I'm going to hold this torch and shake. Yep, looks good, looks good. Pretty good indication of what not to do when making a movie. Again, not sure it is a movie. Sure it's just a mishmash of shit put together and sold for $1.99 on iTunes. There's really no narrative to it, which is... There is a payoff at the end. There is a bit of a story at the end that tries to add a bit of explanation to it. It's kind of one of those triple whammy kind of films. Double cross you, double cross me kind of shit. But they do at least try to explain what's going on in the film. It still doesn't make any sense. And I don't like to say movies are unnecessary. I don't want to say this is a necessary movie, because unless it's like Kumantong 2, that's an unnecessary movie, because Kumantong didn't need a sequel. It could have just been called Jackpot Island. No movies are unnecessary. They just need to be made better. And budget should never be a reason for not thinking outside of the square. Now, then you're probably sitting there thinking, okay, well, smartass, how would you do this better? Well, you raise a good question. How would I do it better? I'd probably work within my limit. And my limit is I don't have the equipment to shoot at night. So I don't shoot at night. Don't have night shots. Don't have these kind of harsh light sources that come from mobile phones and torches. Rewrite the script so that it makes sense that it happens during the day when you've got plenty of natural light. So here's another bit where they're supposed to be hiding from this stalker. Okay, but she's lighting him up with her torch. How do you not see that? Yeah, it's a movie. No, well, you want people to go along to the journey that you're making here. You want people to to think, yeah, maybe this could happen. Even if it's a cheap, no budget, piece of shit film, still has to be a sense that something in this film could happen. And when you stand in the middle of a dark jungle, forest, with your mobile phone light on full, illuminating the little circle around you, and then you're trying to hide from someone that you think may be trying to hurt you, and that person who you're hiding from is walking around like you're invisible, it's a bit dumb. It is a bit dumb. And you'll see in this scene how dumb it ends up being. This scene goes for a little bit, and what I do like is how he does seem to have a green tinge. That by virtue of low budget filmmaking, you accidentally get some pretty cool stuff. And while he's completely and utterly out of focus because of, again, iPhones tend to, or mobile phones tend to kind of focus on whatever they can, and in that particular shot, whatever they could focus on was the leaf right in front. And you can see it again in this shot. What's in focus is the stuff that's on the extreme right hand side of the frame, not him. Now remember, it was an abandoned island, yet it's got electricity because these lamps are all lit up. How does that make any sense? An abandoned island has electricity. Now then he would, by that, he would then see this. The hunter would see this because there's still light there. And he should be able to see the silhouette of this person walking through all the light sources. You can't be this stupid. If you are this stupid, change the mask or take the fucking mask off. Now, this bit is aggravating because they try to hide. And it's clearly a tourist attraction with those gutterings and the wooden pagoda being there. But, when I'm watching concrete being illuminated, when I can see those torches in the background, completely out of focus shots, stop fucking mentioning it's out of focus, Dan. This is just frustrating. I mean, you got to sit there and think, how would Hideo Nakata have done this? How would Jiro Nagai have done this? Famous Japanese horror movie directors. How would they have handled a movie like this with no budget, and they would have shot things within their means. So if you really want to shoot a night horror scene like this, that's kind of where you've got to explore, like I said before, having that light source in the background that's emulating the moon, because regardless of kind of where you are, there's still the moon at night. Now, the moon maybe is not always there at night, or it might be too low, too high, it might be half moon, full moon. We can always pretend it's a full moon. And yeah, the moon's not always going to give you brightness like this light right in front of me. But at least you can kind of get away with shadows, and you can film things in such a way where you can try and make things out. But when you're using your mobile phone as a light source, but the movie rules say it doesn't exist for the hunter, I don't like it. This woman looks like she needs some sleep too. Like, she's just got these sleepy eyes that just say, you know what, come back in 12 hours after I've had a couple of Z's. And here we are, 20 minutes later, still on these two girls, these two women. They take up a massive portion of this film. It has to make you wonder who they are in relation to the producers, directors of the film. Or, you know what, this is actually what I think it is. I reckon that on the day that they were shooting this, someone fucked up. And they didn't have enough footage from the other crews who were doing this. And these two were the only ones that ended up with a heap of footage. And that's why they're in this movie so much. I have a sneaking suspicion that, yep, they have gone back and gone, holy shit, have you just not recorded anything? Or did your battery die? Or something. And they just do not have enough footage from the other groups that are in this movie. Because we start to see the other groups coming up later on. But this whole middle section, this whole almost 20 odd minutes of just being the same two characters, says to me that these two were probably the only ones smart enough to press record on their cameras, on their phones, and actually have enough battery and not delete or do whatever stupid thing has happened. You know what, I like that theory, I'm sticking to it. Maybe if it ever gets an IMDb page, I'll just make that trivia bit up for it. By the way, are you an IMDb contributor? You can do that. That is open to the general public to be a contributor there. I'm not even sure much of it's checked either. Though I did try to add some contributions for a Chinese movie that was shot here in Australia, and I don't think I saved them, or they were possibly rejected, so maybe there is someone checking that stuff. Again, here we go. I am trying to run away from the hunter. He is 2 meters in front of me. Why aren't you going that way instead of that way towards the hunter? It's like when Eric Cartman in South Park says, screw you guys, I'm going home. You know, he's going home to safety to get away from this guy. But yet, you are walking towards him with your mobile phone light, illuminating the way. And why isn't he smart enough to turn around and go, bitch, I got ya, whoosh, and kill him? You know, as Joe Biden would say, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Should we make another TikTok? There you go. It's my third TikTok for the video. Alright, what's in focus? What's in focus? It's that leaf. Beautiful leaf. Why is it in focus? I'm gonna follow the killer. I'm gonna follow the guy that murders me. And I'm gonna illuminate where I am so he can see me, but we'll pretend he doesn't. This is not even one of those movies that... What am I trying to say? Here we go, he's finally record her. Because, you know, she's made enough fucking noise that she's walked right up to it. When I hear people will watch a movie like... Well, let's pick on Sadako DX, for example. And they'll sit there and go, this is the worst movie ever made. And it makes you wonder when people say stuff like that. And I don't know if anyone's actually said that about Sadako DX, and I really would hope not. Because it's not a bad film. But there's bound to be some dickhead out there who'll go, this is the worst movie ever made. I can make the new use my eyes closed. Yeah, well, you know what? The people who made this movie had their eyes open, and this is the best that they come up with. And there is not... Or maybe it is a parallel universe. It's the whole point of parallel universes. Where this movie is considered better than, say, something like Sadako DX, which some people might say is stupid. Even something like Hompimpa that I watched, that fucking Indonesian horror movie. It is a bad movie, but I would never say it is the worst movie ever made. It's possibly the worst Indonesian horror movie ever made. But when stuff like this exists, where it's bad because that they haven't given it any consideration. Low budget can be good, but you can't let it be the excuse of getting away with shit like this. And we are almost approaching the 1 hour mark, and we are still focused on these two girls. You know what? You're probably asking yourself the same question. What are you doing here? What am I doing here? Now think of this bit. She's on her own, and she's recording herself. How many times have you sat there and gone, you know what? I'm just going to fucking start recording myself and ask myself, what am I doing here? There you go. Why the hell am I doing here, filming here? Finally, she's moderately self-aware that what she's doing is utterly ridiculous. You're scared? We're just fucking angry. We're angry at this. We're angry at you. We're angry at the director. We're angry at YouTube for allowing this to go up. So it's the walking simulators of horror movies. Now, I remember back in late 90s, maybe even 2000, when the Blair Witch Project came out. It was that first kind of found footage style movie. At least that had things going on in it. You know, they would come across creepy camps in the woods, or, you know, noises and bumps in the night, and one of the characters would slowly start going insane. That actually made the movie fun to watch. That was done on a shoestring budget. That is a great example of what you can do with 2 cameras, 3 people who are willing to actually make a movie properly, and a good idea. Now, there is a good idea here, but there's far too many characters to make it work, and not enough technical expertise and not enough technical knowledge to make this work. And you're saying, well, how can you compare it to Blair Witch Project? You know, they're completely different types of movies. Yeah, they are. And you know what? I haven't read up about the Blair Witch Project for 20 years now. Maybe it had a budget bigger than I can remember. It possibly did. But this movie still also would have had to have a budget. You don't have 12, 13, 14 actors and, you know, not pay them anything. Also would have had to get on this island. I'm wondering actually if they actually did shoot this whole thing in one night. And that would actually be an achievement. To actually have had the whole movie shot in one night. And I look at this thinking, well, the whole movie shot at night. And here in Australia in summer, especially down here, it doesn't get dark until 9 p.m. So you don't have many hours of darkness to actually get something shot. Shoot it in winter, and yeah, it's dark by 6, but you're freezing by 9 o'clock at night. So I understand time zones is different in Japan, and yes, the sun goes down a lot earlier than it does over here. And again, we're now 59-minute mark, and we are still following these 2 girls. Good news for you. And you can even see it on your YouTube video timeline down the bottom. We have 20 minutes to go. If you've stuck around this long, I commend you. I think you've done a fantastic job sticking around. I hope you've left a couple of comments of what you think. And again, I really do wish we had gone live on this, but I just couldn't remember whether this had any violence that would probably get the YouTube, whatever the YouTube thing is called, to flag the video. So probably best not to take any risks, and if there is any violence, I can just blur it out in post-production. You saw the blood though. The blood was pretty fucking lame. And probably about the worst it gets is me dropping the F-bomb every minute. Hilariously, someone actually spent their time subtitling this film. There are so many Japanese movies that have gone unsubtitled that are great. Perfect example being the 2019 Sadako movie I don't believe has proper English subtitles. That's a shit film, but it's better than this. But yeah, this one has English subtitles. Well, now I'm coming to think about it, I'm not too sure that they are official subtitles. And maybe the friend who gave me this movie can verify that with me. They look fairly good though. Oh, my back is itchy. At least the weather's calmed down a bit. 1 hour and 1 minute now. Still following these two girls. It's been, what, half an hour? We've now been following these two. And now they've reunited themselves and have a kind of semi-orgasm together. If you were to walk in on that bit, you would seriously think you were watching a JAV movie. JAV movie. Should we make another TikTok? No, we shouldn't. We'll make another TikTok. I don't even know how to make TikToks. We'll make YouTube shorts instead. There you go, she stole her clothes because she was cold. That's why she has a friend for. Give me your clothes. I'm cold. Bitch, you could freeze. I told you to shut up. Vera tells you. Your manager says for you to shut up. Really? Vera said that? 16 minutes to go. Still on these two girls. I think Captain Ugly comes back very shortly. He's clearly thinking, well, I never... Oh, there we go. Captain Ugly's back. God knows what he was off doing. Here we go. 30 fucking 2 minutes, maybe longer, and we've finally gone to its cycle to a different character. Finally. And can we just talk about the impracticality of her outfit? I mean, you probably would have found out the day before that you're going to spend overnight there. Wouldn't you want to be a little more comfortable? And maybe that is comfortable. You know what? I'm not judging. Maybe black stockings, pussy shorts, and what look to be Chuckies or some kind of all-stars is comfortable for an all-nighter. I'd probably go in trackies, wind cheater, and yeah, comfy pair of runners. Different priorities. I wonder if Sasa sat there, read the script and thought, I'm really offended that they haven't asked me to flash my breasts in this movie. This will be the first movie that I've ever made where I haven't flashed it. Now, you may have seen a shot there where he was holding a bottle with a piece of paper hanging out of it. And the assumption is Molotov cocktails. Now, we're looking at the director, the cute producer's girl, and the other people, you know, running shots. Did anyone take note of running shots? There you go. So he's clearly going to... There you go, he's got some lighter fluid. And the thing is, geographically, we have no idea what's going on in this movie. So we have no idea where they're running to. We have no idea where they're getting to. Because there's been no conversation during the movie about, well, we need to get to this point. We need to get to a meeting point. We need to go to the river, the lake, the boat, whatever it is. There's been no kind of that. Everyone just kind of now just stumbles up with each other now. You know, they had no plan of where they were actually needing to meet up with. And now we get a whole bunch of he's probably looking down at the script, like reading his lines. Now we get the bits where the ad-libbing's probably finished, and everyone's having to read the actual set script that they've got. Who the hell shot it in portrait? Who shot it in portrait? Who are you? You can die. You're not shooting portrait for a feature movie. Yes, maybe you can get coverage. You've been getting messages throughout the night, but maybe you can get coverage. Now we've finally got Molotovs. Now, you've seen the special effects so far in this movie. How do you think these are going to look? Just keep that in mind. How is fire going to look? Yep. Yeah. So look, in this shot, they've put a yellow filter over it, and they've put some kind of, they've just green screened some fire there over the top. Probably got one of those cinematic packs that they advertise. This is interesting because it looks like now someone's actually sat a GoPro in this little cricket that runs across the steps there. Someone's actually sat the GoPro here and deliberately set up this shot. 2 shots, actually. And you can tell they've just rested it on the step. They're using the step as their tripod. Who set that shot up? And why? Was it this dude? It'd been great if you'd looked in the camera and gone, I'm gonna kill this bitch. Get to the fence. Who's filming this? Are you really on your deathbed gonna sit there with an iPhone and kill you? Because I don't see her holding her phone. So she's supposed to be the one shooting that bit. And here again, the downside of using found footage style is that now you have to shoehorn a bunch of non-found footage style shots into the movie that make no sense. Do you remember Incantation, the Taiwanese movie that came out 2022, which was all found footage style, but every now and then they had to put in a really unnecessary shot because it needed to have an unnecessary shot there. It just did. And now they're doing it with this film. Like again, who's filmed that shot? How are you so accurate with that bow and arrow? I've got a sneaking suspicion that may have been, an After Effects CG shot. I'm not getting any sense from her that she feels like she's in danger. And now by this point, the whole concept of you shooting it yourself, you having found footage, is just gone completely out the window. There's just the editing here. She's fallen down, put that there. I think now you can see she's got the arrow is in her leg. And she just pulls it out so easy, so casually. Pretend that she's injured, and then she'll probably get back up and start running. And what are you waiting for? Just finish her off. If the whole point is you're trying to kill them, finish them off. And where's the blood? Now this, I think there is no blood here on her leg. Now, this is a pretty big fuck up. I don't care what your budget is, it's still a bit of a fuck up. Oh, someone has just zoomed right in on the phone. They've gone, probably because they couldn't get focus on the camera, so they've just gone zip and zoomed in as much as they can, and the digital zoom of the phone is kicked in, and that shot is implying that the arrow has gone clean through her. And now this chick's got a gun. How many did you kill? 9. You killed 9. Do you remember seeing 9 people getting killed? Do you? Cast your memory back. They all just jump at each other's shadows in this bit. What is the point? This is what I mean by dumb. Now all of a sudden they've just killed each other. Why? Doesn't make sense. Now we've hit daytime, talking about money, surviving. Oh, guess what? The secrets come out. Did you pick that? Did you pick that Sanada was the killer? A killer? There's still one more scene to come, where a bit more about the movie is explained, although that terrible bit with the hunters killing each other is probably not explained clear enough. Thank you for sticking with me so far. If you're still watching it, I applaud you big time. No doubt YouTube's going to tell me that I've got a view time of about 30 seconds on this video, and that it's probably only being completed 0.2%. And that's okay. It's okay. I don't expect everyone to watch it all the way through, but if it's a, you know, you're surfing about YouTube on a Saturday night, you're thinking, oh, I want to watch a movie where an Australian guy wearing a singlet that he bought from Thailand, looking really sweaty, is going to give me a rather hilarious and stupid commentary about this movie. Thank you for staying with me. I have no idea why she's limping. No idea about this scene here. Now the hunters come up and killed Sanada because, you know, backstabbed him. And this is what I mean by the triple get. So we've already had the triple twist. We've already had one twist. Now we've got the second twist here. See, he didn't mean sexually. That's what she meant. He meant he's going to kill her. Now Sasa really sells this death. She eats her blood pack, bites her blood pack in her mouth, which you can still see when she opens her mouth. See that pack there? She sells to death. She knows what she's doing. Can I really recommend you watch Attack Girl Swim Team versus the Undead or the Undead Pool? There's a scene at the end of the movie where she's completely naked and she's spread-legged, and there is like lasers and shit coming out of her. It is fucking gold. She does have implants though, so just keep that in mind if you don't like girls with implants. That has to be a very awkward way to die. And I've got to admit, she's at least pulling it off. You can't really see her stomach go up and down too much. So she's at least pulled off getting killed well. Are you ready for the final twist? There's another twist in this movie. And if you're struggling to keep track, I don't blame you. If you're expecting me to explain it to you, you might be fucked. I'm thirsty. We've almost gone through a whole... This is 600 litres? 600 litres. 600 mils? No, 750 mils. I've almost gone through 750 mils. I don't know what that is in gallons. Any Americans? Don't ask. We work in metric here in Australia. Almost gone through this whole bottle of water while watching this. The final twist. Everyone, we're going to find out exactly why it turned into a murder game. And this whole bit about, like, they're talking about all the murders that have happened. The fact that we saw none of them, or only 2 or 3 of them, makes me really believe that they don't have the footage of all of those people who died. That there is something that happened with the footage. They've lost it, yet they still managed to scramble and make a movie. out of it. And I bet there are quite a few pissed off actors who watched this final cut who were thinking, well, we put a bit of work into this. Why the fuck those two girls get a lot of screen time? Thankfully for us, at least there is an intro and a outro. You know what this outro now reminds me of? Because now that we've clearly gotten rid of the whole found footage bit. We've clearly now gone to proper shooting, proper angles and stuff like that now. So the illusion of found footage is now gone. But have you seen the Tak Sakaguchi film from, I believe it's 2021? 500 versus 1, where he's the samurai that just kills 500 plus people in one really long take. But that movie is bookended by two very highly produced intros and closures that look really well. This is what this scene is now. We've actually gone to proper cameras. We're trying to shoot the movie properly. No more found footage bullshit. The final twist makes no sense. Why this chick's come in and shot the other guy. Like, who's getting the money? Now they're leaving the island. And the movie ends. Like, that's it. I guarantee you they lost all the footage, or most of the footage, and they've had to scramble together to make something. Whether they had a distribution, I'll tell you how long this is. It's got 3.5 minutes to go. Whether they had a distribution deal going on with someone, and they had to deliver something, whether they had a deadline that they wanted to deliver it to. Something's gone wrong with this film, and this is what we've got left. That's the bits of footage that they've scrambled together is what we've got left. This is annoying me that the credits are on super slow crawl, because they're dragging out this illusion that people actually made this film and there were actually people involved in the movie. So what do you think? That was Execution Island from Japan in 2015, I think I said. Yeah. Starring. I use the word starring loosely. Featuring Sasa Handa in a small role. She's in it for about 3 minutes and eats a blood pack. Like I said, if you want to see her in other movies, Attack Girls Swim Team versus the Undead is a lot of fun. Strip Mahjong's not the first one, but the ones after. There's Home Jack. Home Jack, why does that sound familiar? I know I haven't seen it, but it sounds familiar. She's in Bloody Chainsaw Girl Returns. If you're into those kind of splatter films, who doesn't like those kind of splatter films. It's a Yamaguchi, but it's not the Yamaguchi that we all know. It's a different Yamaguchi. But it is Bloody Chainsaw Girl was great. So that's the sequel. She's in the sequel to it. And of course, she's in Scissor Dick, which is a Iguchi film. I'm pretty sure that's an Iguchi film. Let me have a look at it. I've got a review of it on this channel. So if you want to check out more of it, just go. No, it's a Tomomatsu movie. He's the guy who did Lust of the Dead. That is a hilarious film. It's as stupid as it sounds. Scissor Dick. But anyway. Thank you for sticking with me, however you're watching this. If you're watching it during the day, or as you're at work, and maybe you're thinking, I just need something in the background to kill some time. Maybe you've sat down to watch it at home together and thought, yep, you know what, this could be interesting. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed the conversation that we've had. Very one way, I understand that. And again, it would have been much better with a live stream. But can't always do that. I hope I'm not coming across too sweaty, because it's kind of getting a bit better now. It's nice outside, so might be perfect opportunity to go and grab something to eat. I'm thinking of a HSP. Do you know what a HSP is? If you're an Aussie, you know what a HSP is. I think if you're a Brit, you might call it chips and bits. But essentially, it is a halal snack pack. I might get one of those. It's hot chips with kebab meat, lamb and chicken, with the usual sauces on it. Might get some garlic sauce, might get some sweet chili, some sweet chili, maybe even some barbecue, a bit of cheese. There you go, a halal snack pack. If you've never heard of it before, can I recommend that you have one? go down to your local kebab shop and ask them for a halal snack pack. I've been the Artie Dance. Thank you for watching. I can't even remember the name of the movie. Execution Island. Thank you for watching Execution Island with me. I'll catch you again in another video. Catch my week in horror series. And thank you again for sticking around. Toodaloo.